NVIDIA DLSS 4.5 dynamic multi-frame generation is here. And in this video, I'm going to go through a quick tutorial on how to enable it on your 5000 series card. We're also going to check out the new frame generation Model B and do some quick testing. So let's get to it. All right, so first things first, you're going to need the NVIDIA app. I'm sure most people have this installed, but if you haven't installed the NVIDIA app already, you are going to need it. And in its current state, in order to enable multi-frame generation, there are a few requirements. You are going to need a 5000 series graphics card from NVIDIA, and you need to opt into the beta program once you're in the NVIDIA app. So that's pretty simple to do here. We're just going to go over to settings, and we're going to go over to about. And then right here where it says early access, opt into access beta or experimental features. We're going to check this box here, and then we're going to go home, close the app, and then I'm going to go ahead and close it from here. So go ahead and hit exit from my taskbar and then relaunch the app. I have it pinned down here on my taskbar. And once that's completed, it should say you now have the NVIDIA app 11.0.7, which comes with the beta feature of the 4.5 dynamic multi-frame generation, as well as automatic shader fix compilation. And it also includes a new Model 4 frame generation that is actually going to be compatible with 4000 series cards. So it's essentially going to give you a smoother experience, even if you're on 4000 series, where you're only going to be limited to 2x, but the frame generation should be a lot more stable, smooth, and lower latency. Let's go ahead and scroll down here. And these are the DLSS override apps that they are now supporting. There's a list of games here and optimize settings for these games. And then it looks like they also fixed a bunch of bugs here. All right, so now that we've updated the app, the next thing that we need to do is make sure that our drivers are up to date, or this is not going to work. So in my case, I actually do need to update my driver here. So then I'm going to go ahead and do that and then come back when it's completed. All right, and once your graphics driver is updated, you should now be on 595.97. And this is the update as of March 24th, 2026. So now once you've got all of that installed, the beta app, the driver update, we can now go to our graphics tab here. And there's two different ways you can do this. You can do this either on a per game basis, which is what I typically prefer to do, or you can do it as a global. So if you go to the global tab here, you can go to DLSS override frame generation mode, and you can click on either dynamic or fixed. And these are your options now. Like you said, you can go up to now 6x frame generation. Now, the way dynamic works, as far as I know, is it takes into account your monitor's refresh rate. So in my case, that is 240 hertz. And let's see what happens here if we do a custom. So yeah, so here you could do a custom refresh rate. So you could do like a 144 refresh rate. But the one thing to keep in mind that this is not a fractional dynamic frame generation similar to what we've seen in something like lossless scaling, whereas you can actually do like 2.6 or 2.8 or 3.2 or whatever. In this case, it is dynamic, but it's only going to scale based on the nearest whole integer. And the final setting that they have included with this update is actually underneath this setting here, DLSS override model presets. You can go and click through and go to custom, and then there's a frame generation model. And this actually works on 4000 series cards too. So there's the new preset B, which is supposed to be way smoother than the standard Model A preset that originally shipped with the frame generation. So again, that's still only going to allow 4000 series to go up to 2x, but it's supposedly a much smoother frame generation model. And that one I think I'm just going to set globally, because I think that makes sense across the board. And then in terms of doing the multi-frame generation, I'm going to set that per app. All right, and then back in the program settings tab here, I'm just going to go ahead and test out Cyberpunk, the DLSS poster child for NVIDIA here. And I did some pre-testing here. And one thing I noticed is in this section here, I had the global override for that new frame generation model set to B, but it kept kicking it back to preset A. So I actually ended up having to change it in a per app basis here to B to get that to kick in. I don't know why it wouldn't kick in, but it wanted to stick with A no matter what I did, unless I did it from the program settings itself, which is another reason I prefer just doing it on a per program basis, because then I know that the settings I set are locked in and that there's not any bugs when it comes to the global override. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in preset B, and then let's go ahead and change this to dynamic. I want to test out dynamic first with the max refresh rate, which in my case is a 240 hertz 4K monitor and up to 6x. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Set that. And then again, I'm gonna have to go back in here and make sure this is set to preset B. It keeps kicking that out. So okay, yeah, it looks like we're set to preset B, so it should kick in now. So let's go ahead and launch this game. Now, in order to fully test this, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off DLSS. I wanna make sure that the frame generation is doing all of the heavy lifting in this case, so we can fully test it. And then additionally, in order to get this to kick in, you do have to turn on frame generation for the DLSS frame generation, and then just keep it on the 2x. And then I decided to turn on path tracing over ray tracing because I do think it uses a little bit more GPU power in order to get the frame rates. So this will push that frame generation mode even harder. And then everything else is fully maxed out. So let's go ahead and give this a go. All right, so here we are in game, and I do have both overlays turned on. One is a custom overlay that I use through MSI Afterburner with Riva Statistics Tuner. And then the one at the very top is NVIDIA's, so that we can confirm all these settings are kicked in and correct. So in this case, you can see that we are on preset B, and it is pushing a dynamic frame generation of 6x already with that path tracing. So I'm not even able to get to my monitor's 240 hertz refresh rate. Now, if I turned on ray tracing, I'm sure I could probably get that to kick in. And for me personally, I don't think ray tracing or path tracing look that much different. And my excellent driving skills here. Looks like we already got the cops after us in literally just a half a second of driving. Okay, let's go ahead and turn on ray tracing to see if we can get it to kick into my monitor's full maximum refresh rate. All right, now I just turned on ray tracing with the Psycho, and yeah, now you can see that we're getting about 260 FPS. And the dynamic is now jumped down to, well, sometimes it's jumping down from 5x and now it's back up to 6x. So it's kind of jumping in between 5x and 6x here. So I'm trying to get it to change back down to 5x by looking up or down, but it still seems to be locked in at 6x. And that's probably just because we are running this at 4K resolution. Now, it looks like I don't have the cops after me anymore. Yep, looks like we're good. So let's go ahead and take a look here. If I like stare at like the wall like this, my frame rate, there we go. It's kind of jumping in between 5 and 6x. So I'm trying to find like an area where it doesn't need as much to compute. So here we go. I'm looking at the sky here, and it is at 3x and 4x because it doesn't need as much frame generation in order to get me to that max 240 hertz refresh rate, which right now we're at 270. So it's not going to be a perfect 240 because it's integer and it's not doing a frame generation based on a decimal point. So it's just going to go up to the nearest value in order to get you to that 240 hertz refresh rate in my case. And yeah, see, now it's back down to 3x and we're at about 270. And then if I start looking around here, going back to my car, now we're back up to 6x because there's a lot more going on. So now let's go ahead and test out fixed frame generation at 6x and just see how high we can get our frame rate to go here. So I'm gonna go back into my program settings, and then right here, we're just gonna go over to this fixed tab, and just keep it at 6x. Apply and then play. And one thing I'd like to keep in mind is it does seem pretty smooth. I know there's a lot of people that are pretty sensitive to input latency. I am not one of those people. I do not notice input latency as much as most people do. So essentially what you can do is if you're trying to get it down to a specific frame rate, you could say cap it at like 144 hertz or 144 FPS, and then say only use 3x or only use 4x or only use 5x. That way you can ensure that you have the best quality experience if you're really sensitive to essentially input latency. All right, so here we are back in game, and interestingly enough, we really didn't gain that much of frame rate, but now it's locked in at 6x, so we are getting slightly higher. So anywhere, it looks like 260 to 285, somewhere in there. And depending on where we are, it's gonna keep trying to push that 6x no matter what we do. So for example, look like I already have the cops after me once again. But for example, if I get out of my car here and look up at the sky, now you can see I'm getting 500 FPS because it's not trying to like cap it at my monitor's refresh rate. So let's pop back in my car here. I do think we have cops potentially after us, maybe. I guess they didn't do much of a patrol because I was literally just standing in place and they couldn't find me. Awesome. So anyway, you can see here that now it is just locked at 6x. So that is one thing you can do. You could also just like lock it at 5x. And of course, this game specifically, like I said, is NVIDIA's poster child. So a lot of these settings are already active in game, but you can't get 5x. You can only go up to 4x within the actual in-game settings in Cyberpunk. Then you can see that preset B is also active, which, like I said, is supposedly a smoother variant for 4000 series. Now, I'm not sure I can even tell a difference between preset A and preset B, but it is supposed to be an improved model for frame generation. So anyway, that'll do it for this video. If you guys have any questions on how to get this installed or enabled, let me know down below in the comments. I'm gonna be doing some more videos on frame generation, DLSS, some different tweaks. I have an idea for a video on how to hack in 6x frame generation into games that aren't supported. A little more advanced tutorial, so stay tuned for that. Consider subscribing to the channel, and as always, have a wonderful day.